Boris Johnson is coming under pressure to explain how Test and Trace Chief Dido Harding can be both a senior civil servant and take the Tory whip. And also the new National Institute for Health Protection. The Tory peer has also been tipped to take over from Sir Simon Stevens, head of NHS England, who is expected to step down in the next spring. As a public servant, she should be bound by the Civil Service Code, which states that civil servants should not act in a way determined by political considerations. The Baroness Harding, former chief executive of telecom group TalkTalk, also sits as a backbench Tory peer and takes the Conservative whip. As recently as last week, she voted in line with her party in the upper house on the agriculture bill. Baroness Smith, shadow leader of the Lords, has now written to new Cabinet Secretary Simon Case demanding urgent clarification for what looked like a flagrant breach of the Civil Service Code. She suggested that Baroness Harding, who is unpaid for her test and trace role, should be made a minister, so she could be directly accountable to Parliament. As with all civil servants, Baroness Harding is bound by the Civil Service Code, which includes an obligation that she must not act in a way determined by party political considerations, he said. This, however, does not square with her continued membership of the Conservative group in the House of Lords, where she both formally takes the whip and continues to vote. Close quote. Lord Falconer, a Labour former Justice Secretary, told The Observer, "It is such a corruption of our constitution to make a Tory backbencher in Parliament a senior civil servant without any process and without even requiring the most basic rules of political impartiality. It is hardly surprising that our track and trace system is going so wrong if your talent pool is restricted to Tory backbenchers in Parliament." Close quote. Constitutional expert Dr. Catherine Haddon, from the Institute for Government, tweeted, "You cannot have quasi-ministerial roles. If Harding's job means she is subject to Civil Service Code, then she cannot take the whip. Likewise, if she is party political, say a SPAD, she cannot be directing civil servants. The government needs to clarify her status."